Okay, part two of the analysis. There's a lot of weird things that happened today that are not quite explainable. Now let's go down a list of some of these things. For one, the eclipse happened with no moon coming into sight. That was the first thing that definitely happened. There was no reflection off of any round objects approaching the moon from 8 a.m. into the time that the eclipse happened. That was the first thing that was fucking weird. The second thing that was weird, when it did go into an eclipse, it was only the blue, which theoretically, if they're, you know, say hypothetically, just for shits and giggles, just to entertain me for a minute, that you're staring at the top of the firmament right now. You're looking in perspective at something that is flat, that is above your head, but it looks like it's in front of your face. And let's say, for lack of a better term, that there would be a glass object in front of this light coming from the opposite side of the black. Now, hypothetically, if this eclipse was happening outside of the black, then they would not want to bust their own shit out by having a fake moon approach, a fake moon projection, or the magnetic pull projecting moon construct. They wouldn't want that floating into space, into the atmosphere, showing it approaching, because it would only fuck up wherever it's really gonna come from, where they don't fucking know it's gonna come from. See, that's the thing. They don't know if the eclipse is gonna happen from the top part or the left or the right. Furthermore, how would you know what's happening outside of it if it was coming from outside, which is completely plausible considering that it was a circular blue shape that was only on the surface, literally eating into the light. So that is the work of something happening from outside of the firmament. Literally maybe some yards or feet, or who knows, a couple of 100 feet from away from the surface of the firmament itself, and then literally eating into the side of it, if that makes sense. That's why it was only blue, because it was actually happening from the outside. That's why it's so sacred, because it's a message from the outside, which we never ever rarely ever get a chance to see, you know? We're very blessed to see this. So it's a huge thing. It's a sacred ritual. It's a sacred awakening, and to witness it is just astonishing. It comes from nowhere. It comes from beyond this firmament. There is no moon that I can see right now that no one has not seen unless they're watching the NASA channel. The NASA channel has got a really nice eclipse waiting for you guys that you can check out and get your little 7-Eleven Slurpees on and drink your fluoride and be lost in La La Land. They got something waiting for you right now. But what you saw today, if you were watching, if you weren't in a cuticle and you were out here getting this good earth current and this getting your solve on, as I would say, then you saw that there was no moon approaching. So what is up with that shit? Still, right now, which I'm gonna lead into the next weird fucking thing. That was the weird thing number one that happened today. All these years I've been lied to about how these eclipses work. Last year's eclipse was showed on fucking YouTube, and it had people moaning and happy and shit. Clearly that was fake as fuck, because that shit made it look like there was a moon there, and it was not. That has never happened. None of us have ever seen that. I'm sorry, but it only whatever the color of the sky is covers the moon, and it is the color of the sky, and that's it. And that's all we get. Whether the sky is yellow at the time or orange or whatever, it's all we get. Now, let's lead into the second weirdest fucking thing that happened today. Now, I got a lot of people posting on my page. A lot of people saw the half weird fucking eclipse, and then the moon, that was the so-called moon, reversed itself out of the eclipse and it became a full sun again. Now that's fucking weird as shit. That's the second weird thing we're gonna get into. Everyone witnessed and saw on my Facebook thread and timeline and my channel and these videos that the moon, so-called moon, covered half of the sun and came out. It went into a crescent shape, like the diagram I showed you guys earlier, And then it came out of the fucking crescent shape because I sat and watched it. I was outside for hours. Like, I was watching the whole shit. It came, got wide, it got thin, and then it got wider and wider. And I was like, why is it getting wider? That's weird. I go in the house, I come back out 20 minutes later, maybe an hour later, it's a full sun again. Unbelievable. So now we have that ultimate truth that we all witnessed that goes beyond anything he's seen on NASA. And then let's lead into the third weird thing that happened today. The third weird thing that happened today is that people in other states witnessed a full eclipse. While there's only one sun and everyone is looking at it over the United States and Canada, there's no fucking reason why one person in another state can see a full eclipse while you see a half eclipse. There's no reason why the moon's orbit should reverse itself in plane orbit. There's no reason why you don't see the moon approaching, leading up to a bright-ass sun that would leave a reflective texture on it that shows that the moon is coming up over the horizon, just like it does at 6 p.m. whenever the sun and the moon does its thing. It comes into play. You can see it coming over the horizon. It is light white, and then it fades in and it shows its face, and it's there. It never showed up because they can't do that when the eclipses happen. Why? Because it blows their shit wide open. Otherwise, you would see that moon approaching, and then when it gets in front of the sun, it would create a hard black shadow. That's what we would see if it was really what they said it was. And it's not. I'm sorry. I know light, perspective, shadows, casting shadows, 3D illusions. I know so much shit about casting shadows and light relativity of light and how it lands in an area and hot spots and all that shit. I've been studying it since I was in grade school. And what I'm telling you is that everything they told us that this shit was absolutely not. It did not happen any way it's supposed to happen. And my only drawn conclusion is that whatever this thing is that's happening, it's a sacred thing. It's happening outside of this place. It's not happening inside. Their moons don't show up when the real shit goes down. Their moons tuck their tails and run with its fucking tail screaming behind its legs when the real shit goes down. There's no moon present. We all saw it. Now let's all just stop fucking for 1 minute and realize that that's exactly what we know we definitely saw. Everybody saw it. Now, for the people in the other states, I have absolutely nothing to say about it because it is only going to get weirder. And the reason why, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. It makes absolutely no sense for a spherical object to have an eclipse from multiple places. It is, but unless it is being seen from the same sky over the same United States, then that would mean if the eclipse is not happening for us, but it is happening for other people in other states, you would absolutely see a moon passing by, a moon in front of the opposite side, a moon being lit from the back side of it, a moon being lit from the front side of it, a moon somewhere in this motherfucker tonight. You would see something nearby this sun right now that shows that it is happening in my friend's state, which he is telling me he is seeing a completely dark sky over the United States, bro. You tell me what the fuck's going on anytime you can see a full-on eclipse in Missouri and film it and show it, and it's a dark sky. We're over the United States right now. This sun is over the whole United States. This sun lights up the whole part of wherever it's at. A hot spot is going to stretch over this whole area, man, reaching up past Canada. God damn it. Now you tell me what the fuck's going on. I would like to see some of your comments below if you don't mind, because, you know, I'd like to see what you guys think about it. Stay awake.